This program fulfilled a particular need for me. I've been given a responsibility now to try and improve the impact of programs for children and to work with colleagues, to work within tight resources to actually improve effectiveness. I find it really beneficial, and I suppose the fit of the program alongside the quality of the inputs and also sharing experience with colleagues and listening to their experiences as well has really given me some good practical and kind of theoretical frameworks to go back and do the job better.
The relevance of this particular program is that funders, to me, are wanting deliverables. Not so much the scientific output side of it, they just want deliverables. They're giving us a lot of cash and they want to know that what they're investing in they're getting a return for. The motivation coming was to really fill those gaps in, to really have a good understanding of what this is about.
I'm taking away quite a number of innovative approaches that people have kind of experimented and have talked about here, and also it helps you to understand that the challenges that you have are not unique.
This course gives me the opportunity when I return to use evidence-based practices to help better make informed decisions. The great part of this program is be able to go through very complex situations and use that tools and strategies that they taught here to be able to make me more effective at providing policy recommendations.
Making sure that we have effective policies is a very important part of our work. But because we are constantly multitasking and constantly firefighting, it's almost impossible to take time out and to really reflect on how to be more effective. So I thought that this would be a great opportunity to be reflective in a slightly structured environment.
The best course I've ever been to. The faculty is amazing. The breadth and knowledge they have is, I've never been to a course that has been this well constructed and this well instructed. And the peer group is fascinating because the amount of diversity across the, not only the United States, but throughout the world, only 35% of our class is from the United States. And the similarities of difficulties that we all have, then on top of using unique strategies that they've implemented can help inform ours. So this has been a great course on developing not only these peer-based connections and relationships, but with the faculty as well, their willingness to discuss your own particular needs in a very comprehensive fashion.
It's funny how you think you know something, you do something every day, and until you take a step back and think about it, then you realize that, yeah, there are certain things. For instance, I've been reminded that impact evaluation, the outcome of impact evaluation is only as good as the design of the impact evaluation itself. So you need to pay attention to the design of the evaluation so that you can forestall some of the challenges that may show up later. So these are some of the things that I think that I would remember. And the fact that you need to pay attention to some of the, say, sampling, for instance, the population that you need to be studying, and then again, to be clear about what the intention of the assessment is. If it's to influence policy, what policy, and you need to be clear about what the issues are, what the problems that you think are affecting the condition that you want to change, and then based on that you can now design an effective impact evaluation process.
In the World Bank, we have a very strong results-driven culture. So using information from the World Bank's perspective is very, very critical. Making sure that it translates into a country's policy is the tough job. Convincing policymakers, and then doing the actual implementation in practice is where the challenge lies. For me, I think I have had a lot of difficulty in the implementation of all these impact evaluations. So I like to share those experiences with the people in the class. And I think that has been very, very helpful. What I learned is whether you're in Bangladesh or in India or in China or in the US, a lot of the problems of governance, a lot of the problems of the incentives, the messages that you send to people by structuring your evaluations or your programs in particular ways are pretty much the same. They're universal.
I think the curriculum was very well balanced. It dealt with a number of the kind of general challenges that I've faced, but also some of the more specific ones. I think married with that, the small group work has been very helpful, and also learning and talking to colleagues from different parts of the world as well, and really challenged some of my kind of prior conceptions around evidence and about how feasible and not feasible it is to apply in certain situations as well.
Outside the content of the course itself, I'd say that the spread of the participants it's great, because we're about 40 and from different countries, very well spread, with different backgrounds, different exposures, different experiences, and different capacities as well. And then the good thing is that most people are working on projects. So some people are government employees, others are private sector, others are consultants like myself, some are service providers. And this mixture is very useful, and we've been able to network.
They had some guest lecturers that actually, one of them is an executive director of one NGO here in the States that do the same that my organization does back in Mexico. And I was really able to relate to his experience and how they are doing and how they are improving the democratic environment and the evidence-based policy here in the United States, and I have learned a lot of it, so it's very applicable.
The standout is to get to tap into professors who I haven't got the time now to come back to school full time, but I can get a week away and I can fit those kinds of programs in. So the stimulation and the inspiration is, okay, come along and get stimulated by what's going on, particularly by your peers. What an amazing range of people from all over the world. They're always in these classes, and they're doing amazing things. And you know, you learn so much just from study groups. You bring your big questions, your big takeaways are, talk to others, find out what's going on, become friends with these others, make good contacts with these others. I mean, from some of the other courses I've done, I'm still in contact with a bunch of those people, more on a professional level of how we're going, what we're doing. But at the same time, you get inspiration.